This is the Behind the Line podcast, and this is Pacific Northwest Headline News for Thursday, May 5th, 2022. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It's just a sign of the times when our own federal Supreme Court can't keep information a secret, and some POS leaks that information to the American media. Your West Coast governors have been busy out running around screaming their support for abortion. I think it's interesting how they're trying to rile everybody up by saying that abortion's not going anywhere. No kidding. The Supreme Court is only saying that it will not be a federal law, that it will be up to the states to decide. And if some states don't want to be liberal lunatics like you people on the West Coast, then that's their choice. Liberals seem to think that we all need to think the way they think, that they're the only ones who are right. These are some social media messages posted by Governor Jay Inslee from Washington State, Governor Kate Brown from Oregon, and Governor Gavin Newsome from California, respectively. Jay Inslee, we knew it was coming. If the leaked opinion is true, which we know now it is, SCOTUS plans to overturn Roe v. Wade. There's a lot to say, but the most important thing to know is this moment, in capitals, not here, not in our lifetime. Washington is and will remain pro-choice, and we will not slow down in the fight to ensure safe, affordable access to every person who needs it. The next day, he said, Washington is a pro-choice state, and we will fight like hell to make sure it remains a pro-choice state. While Republicans in our state legislature have introduced 40 bills over the past 8 years to roll back access to abortion and reproductive care, Democrats continue to protect and expand access to safe legal abortion. Who leads, who votes, and who shows up matters. Governor Kate Brown, Oregon, all Americans should have access to abortion, full stop. Abortion is health care and protected by state law in Oregon. We will fight to keep it that way no matter what this Supreme Court decides. Also, Governor Kate Brown, let me be very, very clear. You cannot ban abortion. You can only ban safe abortion. Access to abortion is protected by state law in Oregon, and I will fight to keep it that way, no matter what the U.S. Supreme Court decides. Don't lose hope. Let's fight like hell. Governor Gavin Newsome, California. Our daughters, sisters, mothers, and grandmothers will not be silenced. The world is about to hear their fury. California will not sit back. We are going to fight like hell. Fight like hell. Fight like hell. Apparently, they all called each other and talked about what to say. I just wonder, and all of these governors are parents, some maybe grandparents. How do you look at your child, at your grandchild, at a baby, and rectify in your mind that abortion is okay? How can you be so callous to kill that child growing inside you, depending on you to protect it? Abortion is not health care. Most medical insurance doesn't even cover the procedure. And now, because of this, I heard on the radio this morning on national news that some employers, such as Amazon, are actually going to pay their employees extra money if they need to go out of a state that will ban abortion so they can go to a state that will provide abortion, like Washington, Oregon, or California. Abortion is being used to fix a quote-unquote mistake. You had sex, you weren't ready to have a baby, and so you're going to go out and kill the baby so you don't have to be responsible for it, so you don't have to deal with the consequences of your choices. This is a underlying theme on the West Coast. that there are no consequences for your choices, that you don't have to be responsible for yourself or your actions or your decisions. That is a living human person inside you. That is murder when you kill it and have it sucked out. And for 3 states that claim to follow the science and the biology and all this other crap, it just amazes me how far off of that they get when it comes to babies and unborn children and abortions. That moron Jay Inslee actually said in an interview that the government should not be telling you what you can and can't do with your body. Wow, Jay Inslee. No shit, dude. It's funny that didn't matter when it came to vaccines and COVID, did it? We have no respect for life anymore. Millions of babies every year are aborted in this country. And then you look at states like the West Coast where pregnant women are allowed to use drugs and drink and cause harm to their unborn children, and there's no consequences. We've slipped. We've lost our moral compass. It is just disgusting, and these 3 governors of these 3 liberal, lunatic states should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. The fact that fathers have no say in any of this is a whole nother can of worms that should be addressed. You want to run around and act like an adult and do adult things, then there are adult responsibilities that go with that. When are we going to learn? This has been Pacific Northwest Headline News. For more, visit BehindTheLinePodcast.com. Thanks for listening. This is Net News Network Headline News in 3 minutes for Thursday, May 5th, 2022. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Leaked documents from the Supreme Court indicate that these justices may be ready to overturn Roe v. Wade in June. This seems to be causing a lot of liberal distress in blue states. Like the justice said, this should have been up to states to begin with. This never should have been a federal thing. Irresponsible people using abortion as birth control is just wrong. What's more concerning is how those documents got leaked and who did it. There's never been a leak like this from the Supreme Court, and it should be dealt with swiftly and with prejudice. More bad news from the Ukraine, where Russians bombed a theater, the Mariupol theater. As many as 600 people were killed when they bombed this theater. This actually occurred in March. At the time of the strike, the word children had been written in giant letters on the ground outside the building, which was being used as a bomb shelter. The attack is believed to cause the worst known loss of life in a single strike since the invasion began. The AP news agency spoke to 23 survivors, rescuers, and those familiar with the theater's use as a bomb shelter to get the information. It's disgusting. The Fed yesterday raised its interest rates by 0.5%, by 0.5, from 0.75% to 1%, the highest point raise since the coronavirus pandemic struck 2 years ago. Also, I believe the highest single raise since the year 2000. In response, the market yesterday rose 900 points. And what happened today? Well, the stock market has tanked. The Dow dropped over 1,000 points today, and the Nasdaq was down 4.6%. The S&P 500 fell 3%. The slide came one day after the Federal Reserve raised its rates by 0.5 point for the first time in 2 decades. More good news for the American economy. And good old Joe Biden today at a news conference said this: what happens if you have a state change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children? This MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history. Jen Psaki was later questioned about this by Peter Doocy of Fox News, and she said, and he asked her what exactly the president was talking about, and she said that they've seen extreme laws changed in some states. Nothing specific. I don't think so. Nobody wants to do that to any child. This has been Net News Network, headline news in 3 minutes. For more, visit netnewsnetwork.net. Thanks for listening.